Welcome to CCNA routing and switching. Today we are going to see what is private and public addresses and why we need that. Private addresses and public addresses. Public addresses is nothing but what we are seeing. Um, if you are using the Google.com and Facebook, Google, Facebook and Twitter. So all kind of web applications having public IP addresses only. Say example, let's see my IP addresses, my computer IP addresses, and mm, some web applications IP addresses. See, this is my computer. I'm just put the IP config in the command prompt. So this is my IP address 192.168.1.36. So these are the private IP address, not a public one. Okay. So if I take the example for google.com, if I ping the Google home, it takes for 142.250.71.14. This is the public IP. Okay, the Facebook. It will take the 163.170.139.35. It's a facebook.com IP. So that public IP cannot be changed. Okay, it is a fixed one. Okay, that public IP we cannot reuse the public IP. We cannot reuse. So it's only used for Facebook or the Google is only used for this particular IP address. We cannot reuse this IP address. But private IP address is not like that. We can reuse. So example, I have the many branches in India or so in India I have many locations. So example for one of the locations I am using this IP address. Same IP I can use for some other locations as well, but it should not be communicated to between these two IP addresses. So example in Google, their office also they can use this IP address, and Facebook in their organization also they using this IP addresses. So let's see what is IP addresses and how it is using. So I said already, well, public IP addresses is mostly used by ISP, the Internet Service Provider, and they have that public IP addresses. It's usable only for particular applications or particular network. Like that, we cannot reuse the same IP. So we need to buy this IP public IP address from the ISP end. But private IP addresses is not like that. It is similar to public IP only, but this IP address is assigned to the our network routers for to identify the each networks. Okay. This same public IP address is used for multiple organizations. So all the organizations are using the same public IP addresses with uh, how many devices they are using like that. See, these are the IP ranges, public IP ranges. These are the public IP ranges. So you don't need to uh, memory this. If you know that private IP address IP ranges, then so these are the private IP ranges 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255.255 and uh, private the class B 172.16.0.0.0 to 10.172.31.255.255 and class C 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.255.255. Missed one more IP. 255. Okay. So these are the free IP and this is for the private IP and this is the free IP. Uh, we don't want to buy from ISB. We can use for most of the organization is using for based on their host count. If they have uh, less than more than 1 crore of host they can use for class A IP addresses. If they have some of the particular 1 million like that PC, then they can use for class B range free IP addresses. And if they have small network, it's like that 1000, 2000 like that, they can use for the class range, class C private IP ranges. Okay. So when this IP is going to the ISP, that time we need a public IP ranges. Okay. So these are the, you don't remember those things because if you know the class private IP addresses, apart from private IP address, all the IPs are public IP addresses only. So you don't need to remember these things. If you if you know the private IP address, then automatically you know that public IP ranges as well. Okay. There are some difference for private and public IP addresses. So see, this is used for LAN. This is for the public internet. As example, Google, Facebook, like that. It is not used for over the internet because this IP address is again and using. So if you go, if this IP address go via the internet, it will be conflict and it will create big problem. So it won't use it over the internet. It's recognized over internet. Okay, it is used only in the internet and ISP side. This IP address is used by LAN administrator, and these are assigned by service provider, IANA. Okay. This is unique only in LAN. This is unique globally. Okay. This is a free of charges. This is cost associated with using public IP address. So you see the ranges. What are the things? Okay. So we'll see for some network topology how that private and public IP addresses are using. So you see this is for private IP addresses. Okay, this is for private IP addresses. Say example, these are the India. In India, we have Delhi location, Mumbai location, and Chennai location. They are using for the private IP addresses, internet LAN network. So when it is going outside internet ISP, it's connected via, so in this interface and this interface, this interface and this interface, these all connected via the public IP. Okay, so these two interface connected via this public IP and this interface to connect this public subnet, and these two interface connected via the public subnet. Okay, this is for Google DNS .1.1 and this is used for public IP. Okay, thank you.